Hey everyone, it's Lee Henkin here. So today's video going to be going through basically the step-by-step process I use for building lists of prospects using Apollo. So if you don't know what Apollo is, it's basically one of the largest databases online you can use to build lists of prospects for cold email campaigns. Now there's a lot of databases out there, so I'm not going to go through all of them, but yeah, do your own research in general to find the one that works best for you. Me personally, I like using Apollo for most of the list building I do in my business, whether it's for my own business or for client campaigns. So that's what I'm going to go through. It's pretty simple to use. Yeah, I find it's a pretty effective way to build lists. So basically, I'm just going to quickly run through kind of the step-by-step process I use to do that. So the first step here in the process is basically defining your ICP, so your ideal client profile. So basically, I always divide it into three categories. I'm an ICP, so demographics, firmographics, psychographics. So in particular, for building a list in a database like Apollo, demographics and firmographics is really important to get clear on exactly like what they are. Okay, so basically demographics is like people related stuff, firmographics company related stuff. That's going to be really the most two important categories for actually researching and building your list. The third one here, I've got psychographics. That's not going to be relevant to actually building a list in Apollo, but I've put it here anyway because it's just part of the process I go through anyway. The psychographic stuff's really more important for like the messaging, to be honest. Doesn't really play any role for the most part in the actual list building you do. So demographics, firmographics, as you can see on the screen here, that's the kind of stuff you really want to get clear on. And the second part, once I'm clear on that and I've written it down, usually I just write it down on a Google Doc, all this stuff, and map it out for a client. The second part here is actually doing the research. So you've actually got to open up Apollo and start researching and searching for those prospects and companies based on this demographics and firmographics filters, and ensuring it matches your ICP as closely as possible. Okay. So yeah, pretty simple to do. And then third, once you've kind of built out like a basic list of companies and prospects based around those demographics and firmographic search filters, you want to start using keywords to narrow the list down as much as possible with Apollo and kind of pretty much any database, to be honest, that I've used previously. Keywords is always really important just to make the list as specific and accurate as possible. It just helps you narrow it down, basically. Yeah, so it's really important. I'll show you how to do that basically now, actually. So, yeah, once you're clear on these demographics, firmographics, you can start building it out as per step 2 and the keywords. So I'm going to just quickly show you like an existing search I've got for a client we're working with now. So in terms of like the job titles, which is demographic stuff, you can kind of see on the screen here what I've got, like founder, CEO, president, CMO, marketing, director, head of marketing. I've got some exclusions there. Location, so this is prospect location or person locations, US, Canada, employee size, as you can see there. Basically the industries we've picked is food and beverages, food production, wholesale. And when I was talking about keywords, this is where it's really important. So basically in Apollo you have this section here, industry and keywords. In my opinion, to make sure you get the right companies that match that profile, this is the one section, the industry and keywords, where you really got to spend like a bit of time just getting it as narrow and specific as possible. I mean, some sectors and verticals are like you need to spend more time than others. I mean, this one I'm going to show you is pretty straightforward. So you can see the industries here I've picked: food and beverages, food production, wholesale. We didn't do any exclusions. Company keywords, so we're looking specifically for food service brands that are in these industries that it listed here, the three. And so basically the way we narrow it and get it specific as possible is literally just the keywords food service, and that's literally it. So yeah, you can see those keywords there. Then we include all 4 of these: company name, social media tag, social media description, SEO description. So we basically always include those. And then the exclusion keywords here, like just to avoid getting in the results, like say a marketing agency that works with food service brands, we use exclusion keywords like marketing. Same thing with software, distribution, catering. We don't want that, for example. So once this is what's really important to get clear on your ICP, because you can also, these keywords are going to be important. Like you'll know who is not the types of companies you want to target. And so we, for example, we know we don't want to target catering companies that are in these verticals. So we can put that in as an exclusion keyword to make sure that catering companies aren't popping up. Same with distribution equipment for this specific search, okay? So this is what's really important to get clear on your ICP and understand who is the type of prospects and companies you want to target and who isn't. All right, because you can really kind of play around with these keywords to make that as specific and accurate as possible. And that's why I'm saying with Apollo and pretty much any database, it's really important that you leverage these keyword searches here. And then obviously, this has pulled back a total 976 results, which is not too bad. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go through all these results, but you can basically see here. And I've also filtered it by verified and guest email status as well. So that's pretty much how you do it. It's pretty straightforward, really. The main things, as I said, is just being clear on your ICP, so then you can exactly search for what you want using the keywords and various other filters here, which is why it's so important to be clear on that, okay? Once you do that, basically the 4th step is, once you built that list out, is obviously saving those contacts to a list. With Apollo, it's a bit of a pain. Unless you're on the enterprise plan, you can only do 25 contacts at once, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, it is what it is. So basically, you just save them all to a list, and then you export it. What we always do is we will add the exported list from Apollo into NeverBounce. Reason being is because I've noticed with Apollo, it can be very hit and miss with the accuracy of email addresses. Like it'll tell you an email address is verified and then it's basically not. So, but yeah, like I said, it's hit and miss. Some industries it's better and worse than others, I've noticed. So in general, you want to double verify with a third party tool like NeverBounce. I mean, again, there's tons of these verification tools out there. You know, I'm not married to NeverBounce, but that's just what I use now. So yeah, take from that what you will. Basically, the way I approach it, if they're when we upload it to NeverBounce, if it says the list is like predicted to have less than a 5% bounce rate, we basically just leave it as that. But if NeverBounce says like it's 6, 7, 8, 10%, then we always then clean it in NeverBounce just to reduce that as much as possible. So that's kind of how we approach it. That's my process. I'm not saying that's necessarily the right or most right way to do it. That's just what we do. So yeah, that's how we do it. And then once we've done that, essentially we go through and clean and format data. So it's like checking first names. Sometimes you'll get first names like, I don't know, it'll be someone's nickname or something like that. Which obviously you're not going to reach out in that manner. Or there'll be like social media icons in their name, or so you really want to make sure you go and clean and check the data. It's kind of very small but important thing to do. Same with checking company names as well. Like you want to remove things like LTD, PTY, corporation, group, stuff like that from company names, because if you then use that as a merge tag field in your messaging, it comes across really spammy basically. So you really want to make it look as natural as possible by cleaning and formatting the data first. Any other relevant data basically that you're then going to merge in with your messaging, you want to make sure it looks like natural. And that's pretty much it, honestly. Once you've like kind of cleaned it and formatted it, you're pretty much ready to upload your list, ready to go out. So just to kind of summarize before I finish up, pretty straightforward really. yeah, defining your ICP first and foremost, researching and building the list according to that ICP, in particular the demographics and firmographic search filters, keywords, really important in Apollo to make sure you get it as specific and accurate as possible. Export the list as a CSV file. Check it using a tool like Never Bounce. If it's dirty, more than 5% bounce rate, make sure you clean it. And then basically, yeah, cleaning and formatting the data, and then you're ready to roll. So pretty simple process. That's basically, yeah, the 6-stage process that I go through for building out a list and cleaning it and getting it ready to go for a cold email campaign. So yeah, hopefully that was useful for you watching. If you got any comments, thoughts, feedback, do drop a comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, like, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Thanks for watching. Appreciate the support and see you on the next one.